Hi, friends. John Hopkins. Just wanted to take some time to prepare our hearts, our minds, and our souls for Good Friday. I want to change things up a little bit in the way that we think about Good Friday. Good Friday is really about God's love for us, and we don't often think about it that way. The reality is that John 3:16 tells us that God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son to die, to perish, to suffer for you and for me. The entire Easter story is a story of God's unrelenting love for us, agape love, sacrificial, unconditional to the point of death. I think for a moment, would I be capable of something like this? Could I give up my life for people who sinned against me, who wronged me, who abused me, mocked me, who killed me? I don't know that I would be capable of such a thing. But God did that for us. And the reality is that the cross, as much as it represents a vehicle for death in this horrific fashion, the cross also represents God's love, his sacrifice, his mercy, his forgiveness, his grace. And it's a message of hope for those of us who believe. The reality is, though, grace isn't easy. If you think for a moment of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, face down in the dirt, pleading with the Father, please, if there is any way, can you take this cup from me? Can you keep this from happening, knowing what was to come? And then surrendering his will to God's will. If we think about him in that moment, bearing the weight of all of humanity's sin, yours and mine and everyone else for all time, he was in pain. He was bleeding love, quite literally, out of his pores, for me and for you. He's betrayed, he's arrested, he's mocked, he's beaten, and ultimately crucified, all for love. He could have changed his mind. He could have destroyed humanity. He could have retaliated, but he chose to die instead. And he asked the Father in the high priestly prayer to forgive us, to make us one with him. And in his final moments, he says, forgive them, they know not what they do. And his final words spoken to us are, it is finished. It is finished represents all of our sin being taken to the cross, being put to death, all of our imperfections, all of our inadequacies, all of our hurt and our pain, so that we could be restored, so that we can be made whole, and so that we can know what God's love feels like. I want to leave you with those thoughts, but I want to share with you the words of a video on YouTube. There was actually a sermon done by S.M. Lockridge, and I will share the link with you so you have it available because it's very powerful. Which, just think about this as you go into Good Friday. It's Friday. Jesus is praying. Peter's sleeping. Judas is betraying, but Sunday's coming. It's Friday. Pilate's struggling. The council is conspiring. The crowd is vilifying. They don't even know that Sunday's coming. It's Friday. The disciples are running like sheep without a shepherd. Mary's crying. Peter is denying, but they don't know that Sunday's coming. It's Friday. The Romans beat my Jesus. They robe him in scarlet. They crown him in thorns, but they don't know that Sunday is coming. It's Friday. See Jesus walking to Calvary, his blood dripping, his body stumbling, and his spirit's burdened. But you see, it's only Friday. Sunday is coming. It's Friday. The world is winning. People are sinning and evil's grinning. It's Friday. The soldiers nail my Savior's hands to the cross. They nail my Savior's feet to the cross, and then they raise him up next to criminals. It's Friday. But let me tell you something. Sunday's coming. It's Friday. The disciples are questioning what has happened to their king, and the Pharisees are celebrating that their scheming has been achieved, but they don't know it's only Friday. Sunday's coming. It's Friday. He's hanging on the cross, feeling forsaken by his Father, left alone and dying. Can nobody save him? Oh, it's Friday, but Sunday's coming. It's Friday. The earth trembles, the sky grows dark. My king yields his spirit. It's Friday. Hope is lost, death has won, sin has conquered, and Satan's just laughing. It's Friday. Jesus is buried, a soldier stands guard, and a rock is rolled into place. But it's Friday. It's only Friday. Sunday's a comin'. Take those words to heart. We sit here with the knowledge of what is to come. But I want you for a moment to think about what happened on Good Friday. Let your soul feel the weight of that. Let your heart also be lifted by that, because we do know that Sunday is coming. I'll be back with a message for Easter, but for now, know that it is finished. It has been accomplished. And thank God we have been restored. God bless you all.